Hello guys, today I'm gonna talk about some cool things I got for my bike. So I decided to pimp up my bike, and everyone knows that pimped up bike goes faster and you get like 50%, at least 50% speed bonus. So in order to pimp up my bike, I got few things. First of all, I got those nice RaceFace Chester pedals, which they are matching red color, and I also got those Audi Troy Lee design grips, obviously in red color, because everything in red make you go faster. So, but before we actually gonna pimp up my Stache 5, we gonna take a look at those parts a bit closer. So let's start from this lock-on MTB grip system done by Audi, and these are red ones and they are Troy Lee design. So first of all, they say they made in USA. I don't know, let's take a look what kind of quality they are. So this is the packaging here. So they come with two grips, some sort of end caps, and let's take a look here and open them up. So obviously this is all start falling apart quickly, and so okay. So in the package, let's ditch package to the side. We have grips here. How they look like? Grips. All right. They are not super rubbery. Looks like they're plastic inside, and the silicone kind of soft rubber outside. So here how they look a little bit closer, and both sides they have special kind of contraption or I don't know how you call those, special clips in order to clip those rings in. I'm not sure yet how to do this. And here are end caps of this sort of design, and because me owning a 3D printer, so essentially I can make those any sort of color and any sort of design as long as they follow the same pattern. Cool. So, and there is also a little bag with 4 screws, I understand, for this clip, for this retaining ring on both sides. So there are 2 retaining rings on both sides. So each retaining ring has Troy Lee design text on it. This ring is actually pretty cool because it has some sort of scale over here, and you are able to repeatedly set up your angle of your grips in relation to the steering handlebar. Sorry. Yeah, this is amazing, and those are pretty basic. I don't think I actually don't like much of a logo over here. Anyway, so this is what we have as far as grips goes. They're pretty nice actually. They are pretty nice. Take a look. So I already kind of feel, when I just hold them like that, I already feel nice. But obviously I'm not gonna hold them with my bare hands. I'm gonna be holding them with gloves. I mean, that's obviously a good idea to wear gloves when you're riding in the forest, especially, or any other terrain. They have also this sort of like retaining, I don't know how they call it, sort of walls, so to make sure your hand is not slipping to the side. Let's take a look at this a bit closer here. So these kind of retainers. The only one thing I'm not 100% sure which one goes where. There's some kind of text says R here, so this is right. So I understand this is the right one. Made in USA, USA. Yeah, I'm curious. This is, yeah, probably it's like that. And this is L, so it's left. Probably goes like this. So it's gonna hold your hands, not to get them to slip off the handlebar. So this totally happened to me. If you get really strong bump, you can lose your steering. Happens to me, but really good gloves really help as well. So anyways, so this is what we have as far as handlebar grip goes. So let's put them aside and take a look at another item we have in our list to pimp up our drive. So those are RaceFace Chester pedals, flat pedals. They are synthetic, and let's take a look at them. So this is how packaging look like. This is some sort of, MTB themed kind of sleeve. So I removed it. And now, ta-da! Look at this beauty. Yeah, look at these holes. Actually, it's a bit scary because those guys are pretty sharp. If you pay attention to my leg, I really have some signs here of slippage, of pedal slippage. And yeah, this sort of sharp pedals, the studs, they don't really make me super happy. But in order to avoid that, you better wear your protection. So this is how they look like. They're actually pretty nice looking. A little bit of oil actually in the box. I hope it's not all lubricant it had. And they actually spin very, very nicely. At the moment I have on my bike SPD Shimano's, but I want to show you something here. I have my old DMR bikes pedals, and I don't like them. I don't like them, first of all, because they are kind of stiff, especially the other one. Other one is really stiff, and another problem that I try to service it, and it's not serviceable. It cannot disassemble this thing and lubricate, so I don't like them. On the positive side, they have plastic studs, which doesn't hurt as much as metal studs. These were standardly shipped with Stache 5. So this looks much sexier here, and I like them a lot. I like them a lot already. What I might do, I maybe remove some of those studs just to make sure that I'm not gonna hurt myself. I'll think about it. For example, I might remove like 4 back ones and leave 4 forwards ones, or something to this extent, or remove those 2, leave only just those 2. I'll think about it, because sometimes I like to run flats, depending on situation. Usually when I'm on new trails or technical trails, I actually prefer flats. When I'm on trails which I know very well, I know what to expect, or on a cross-country trail when there is just ups and downs, there is no technical stuff, I just run clipless and I just go. It let me go much faster. But when I don't know what's gonna happen, I prefer actually have flats, because I can jump off the bike much easier. And I had several cases when I just couldn't clip out in time and actually got hurt. Yeah, so this is why I prefer red. Also, red makes you go faster, as I already mentioned. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna install those on our bike and give it a shot to see how much faster we go. To install new grips, you have to remove old ones. Luckily, these old ones have this clamp and a screw. You can just release the screw and slide the old grips away. Very easy. New grips have clamps on both sides, which is pretty cool, which allow you to secure them very nicely on the handlebar. Make sure it's all clean underneath. The end caps with the clamp kind of presses on, and just to make sure it stays very well and not gonna lose the end cap on the bumpy road. So I try to position them the way I want it, and then to see if it's okay, and then lightly secure both bolts, but not all the way to the end, because it'll give you a chance to reposition, because as you see, it kind of rotates and it's not easy to properly keep it in place. So when there is these grips have a scale on one of the clamps, like inner clamp, as you see, and it helps a lot to position both grips the same way. So I try to position the grip the way, yeah, exactly in relation to the brake, and I would be able to repeat it in the same manner on the other side. So now when I put them where I want, I secure both bolts, and all they are hand tight, no torque wrench. So quick test, looks good. Yep, doesn't rotate, secure. Yeah. So next step, let's install some fancy. I will remove my clipless, but I will be still switching between them because sometimes I like to ride clipless, sometimes flats. But for the effect, let's install some flats now. Okay, so this is right flat, and in the corner there is a right, and because it's important because they are different, so left will not be able to be installed in the right crank, and vice versa. So observe the direction of rotation, not to get confused. This particular case, if you're installing it on this side of the bicycle, on the right side, it's towards the front of the bike clockwise. And let's install other side, and it will be pretty much the same. So the left side, when you're gonna install it, it's gonna be rotation the same way. Or you can use a little trick here, I'll show you. Alright, it's pretty much done. Looking good, I think. Nice red and black. Oh wow, I think bike looks so much nicer with all these old grips installed, these nice red grips, and almost matching the RaceFace flat pedals. Surprisingly, those are different brands, but as you see, the color of the grips very close to the color of the pedals. I was kind of wondering about that. I was afraid that, for example, the shade would be different, but unless you look really closely, from far they're actually quite matching. So I'm pretty happy how it's turned out. So let's go for a ride. Wait a second. If I pimped up my bike, I probably need to pimp up myself. Ta-da! That's gonna be so much faster.